Welcome into Chat Sports. I am your host, Tom Downey. We have had nearly 10,000 new subscribers here on the channel since day one of the NFL draft. So if you are a new subscriber, make sure that you have the notifications turned on properly. You want to make sure they are on all. Otherwise, you might miss some of the great videos that we put out. For example, the draft grades through day 2 of the NFL draft coming up right now. Before we dive in, my grading scale. It's kind of straightforward, right? A is great, B is good, C is average, D is bad, F is failure. I've gotten a little bit nicer over the years in my grades, but I'm not going to give everybody A's just because that's not fair. And of course, these are based on how I view the prospects. Otherwise, what's the point? Number one, or just to lead things off, the Arizona Cardinals, I'm giving them an A. Yeah, there's no second-round pick. I'm not going to factor in the trade for DeAndre Hopkins too much here, but you got Isaiah Simmons, you got Josh Jones. 2 great picks by Arizona. I didn't like the Falcons going with A.J. Terrell in round 1, but I did have Marlon Davidson higher than him on my board. That balances things out quite a bit, and I think Matt Hennessy, the center, maybe some guard from Temple, could end up being a good player as well. So Atlanta, rough start, kind of bounce back. I like what the Ravens are doing. Not quite my favorite draft. I really didn't like the Tyree Phillips pick, but he could end up being a good fit in Baltimore. I love Patrick Queen, Justin Madubuike, Malik Harrison, Devin Duvernay. All good, if not great value. J.K. Dobbins was interesting because they're kind of okay at the RB spot, but guess what? That was great value as well. The Ravens are a smart team, and they're drafting like it. The Buffalo Bills, they are next up here. Reminder, no first-round pick for them because they dealt it away for Stephon Diggs. I think that will end up turning out pretty well in the end. I did love the pick of A.J. Epinesa in round 2. That was a great pick. Zach Moss was average to good. I'll give him a B. The Carolina Panthers are next up here. It's been a heavy defensive focus through the first 2 days. Derek Brown, Yetur Gross-Matos, and Jeremy Chinn. There's some intriguing athletic upside there. Although I do think there might have been some better players on the board overall. Hasn't quite been a great draft for Carolina, but it's been a good one overall. Now, if y'all don't like my grades, I'm sorry, especially Seahawks fans. We'll get to you guys in a little bit. If you have hate mail to send me, hit me up on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. My DMs are open. Surely that won't blow up in my face whatsoever. Speaking of hate, the Chicago Bears. Well, it's below average. I am so confused as to why you would pay Jimmy Graham, who's washed for the record, by the way, and then draft Cole Kmet as your first pick at tight end. How many tight ends does Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy want? What saved this pick for me overall was having Jalen Johnson. No first rounder does hurt Chicago. I'm not going to grade on too much of a curve, but you only walked out of the draft with Cole Kmet and Jalen Johnson so far. Not quite what you're looking for relative to the rest of the NFL. All right, the Bengals, no-brainer pick of Joe Burrow there. Easy pick right there. T. Higgins and Logan Wilson were fine. I really would have liked some offensive line help. I really would have preferred if that was the route Cincinnati went, but I know that there were some supporters for Logan Wilson. I had better players at both spots, but no bad picks so far. Just some good ones. Now, if you guys want a Joe Burrow jersey, if you're a Bengals fan out there, chatsports.com/Bengals1. They've got Bengals jerseys. Heck, we've set it up for whatever fan you're a team of. You can get the draft jersey picks here. Chatsports.com/Browns1, for example. You can do a variety of other team names in there. Just go to your team, chatsports.com/Browns, Cowboys, Jaguars, Colts, Falcons, 1, and they will have team draft pictures for you. You can pre-order them right now. Speaking of the Browns, look, I loved their offseason. I'm a big fan of their draft. I would have gone Tristan Wirfs, but I'm not going to complain about Jedrick Wills. That was a top 10 player for me. They got him at 10. No brainer. I loved the value, by the way, of Grant Delpit and Jordan Elliott. The only bad pick so far from Cleveland, I didn't like Jacob Phillips. That brought down an A grade to an A-. The Dallas Cowboys, I'm starting to suspect, might be drafting off of my own personal big board this year. CeeDee Lamb, a top 7 player for me, that they ended up getting at number 17 overall. Trevon Diggs was a player they would have considered at 17 had Kayvon Chasen and Lamb been off the board, or as a trade down target. They got him in round 2. I'm a big believer in Neville Gallimore's upside. They got 3 top 40 players on my board, which was done before the draft. I love it for Dallas. This is so unlike them because normally they don't do what I think that they should end up doing. So some winners for me through day 2. Some teams we've yet to get to, by the way. Love the Cardinals and the Cowboys. We've mentioned them. I like what the Ravens have done. We'll get to Minnesota. We'll get to Tampa. But I think all 5 of these teams, plus some others, you see quite a few A grades in here, having pretty strong drafts. But I do want to know from you guys, what team do you think is the biggest winner so far? I think 2 stand out to me. Minnesota and the Dallas Cowboys, I think, have had incredibly strong drafts from what I think they needed to address, from the players and the value that they got. Both of those teams, good drafts so far. Of course, day 3, still yet to begin. The Denver Broncos next up here, double dipping at receiver, Judy and Hamler. I like the Lord Cushenberry pick. Upside bets later on in day 3 as well. Overall, a good draft. Up and down for the Detroit Lions. I love Okudah. I like Aquara. Jonah Jackson was fine. Really want to go with DeAndre Swift. It's bordering on good. I'll give it above average. Green Bay. I don't get it. This draft has been built around Jordan Love, which is weird to me because you have Aaron Rodgers. This is a team building around a play-action, run-first offense with Jordan Love for the future. A.J. Dillon, battering ram that I thought was overdrafted. Josiah DeGuara, I think it's a tight end to H-back type. I didn't like either of those picks. It all comes down to Jordan Love. If he hits, it's a great draft. If they miss on Love, this might go down as a historically bad draft for Green Bay. I just don't get it at all for a team trying to win right now. Houston kind of in a weird spot, light on draft capital, no first-round pick, traded a second for Brandon Cooks. Ross Blacklock has upside. Jonathan Grenard could help early. This is just average at best right now, though. The Colts are next up here. If you like offense, if you like Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor, you're probably feeling pretty good. They've been wheeling and dealing. They traded away a first-round pick as well, so that they could end up adding DeForest Buckner. Again, not going to really factor that one in too much here. Pittman could be a great player. Jonathan Taylor could be a huge part of that offense. So I'll give it a good draft. I didn't like Julian Blackmon, and there were some better players I liked in Pittman or Taylor, but they are good players after all. Let's go to Jacksonville. I actually like what they're doing. Now, I had Kayvon Chasen above C.J. Henderson, but you weren't going to be able to get Henderson where you got him. So getting both those guys in round 1, I dug it. I like Laviska Shenault. There were medical issues, but if he's healthy, he could be a steal in round 2. And Devon Hamilton, maybe a bit early, but he's going to be a good run stopper for a team that wanted one on the interior. Look, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be awesome and fun for the Chiefs, but was running back really the right way to go if you're Kansas City? He's going to thrive in that offense and love him for fantasy? Don't know about it. I like Willie Gay. That could be a huge, successful late-round pick, but there are the off-the-field attitude stuff to be concerned about there. Lucas Niang screamed value pick to me. It is a little weird to me. As great as the Chiefs' offense is, that they spent only 1 pick on defense so far, so I'm going to give it more of that above-average grade. The Raiders, I don't always like their draft. I'm kind of on board with this one, though. I love getting 3 receivers. Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards, Lynn Bowden. I like all of those guys. Now, they might not have been the best player at the time, but I like it. Tanner Muse could end up being a good player as well. The thing bringing this down for me, despite getting some awesome receivers and a great athlete in Tanner Muse, who I think could be a superstar special teamer, Damon Arnett in round 1, I don't really understand that pick is all. Raiders still have some picks to go. They got some quantity too, by the way. I like having quantity in the NFL draft. A better chance of being able to get more quality picks. The Chargers are next up here. 2 picks so far. Kenneth Murray, Justin Herbert. I didn't like moving up for Kenneth Murray. That kind of brought down the grade a little bit here. This all depends on Justin Herbert. If he hits, a grade. If he busts, not great. All right, the LA Rams. Hate the new logo still. Offensive focus early was weird to me. Cam Akers, Van Jefferson, you just drafted Darrell Henderson. You got Cooper Kupp and Josh Reynolds and Robert Woods. That was kind of weird to me for LA. I'm going to give it an average, although I did like their defensive picks. The Dolphins, look, it relies on Tua's health. I didn't love the picks of Austin Jackson, of Noah Igbenogany, of Raekwon Davis, or Brandon Jones, but they might have got starters there. Jackson at left tackle, Igbenogany at corner, Hunt somewhere on the right side of that offensive line. I thought Raekwon Davis and Jones were both overdrafted, but I like quantity. The Dolphins have that right now. So it's not a great draft. They didn't maximize their picks so far, but I'll tell you what, it is at minimum a good draft so far for the Miami Dolphins. So go get if you're a Dolphins fan out there, go get yourself some new jerseys. Maybe a Tua, or maybe you want to go with a Austin Jackson if you're a weird person. Probably going to be Tua. Chatsports.com/Dolphins1. If you're a fan of the Rams, it's chatsports.com/Rams1. Chatsports.com/Chargers1. I think you guys get the point. Chatsports.com, whatever your team name is, add one on the back end, and you will find the rookie jerseys available for pre-order right now. Once the numbers are decided, then they'll ship them out to you. So shout out Fanatics for that one. Chatsports.com, whatever your team name is, add one on the back end. I'm a big fan of what Minnesota's doing. I like Justin Jefferson a lot. Big Jeff Gladney fan. I like Ezra Cleveland as a future left tackle starter. Cameron Dancer was good value later on in round 3. Good job, Minnesota. I like it. I'm a big fan. Now we got a question for you as we continue to go through my grades here. If you think your team is a winner, I want you guys to like the video. I know how fandom works. I think most of you will like it. If you hate your team's draft, comment. You can go ahead and comment your team as well, just so you can out yourself and let us know if you're not a fan of your team's draft. This is not a surprise for me. I very rarely like the Patriots drafts. Now, they hit on some players. They miss on a lot too, but they're always a quantity team, and it pays off in the end. I love the Josh Uche pick, one of my favorite ones of round 2. I like the Kyle Duggar pick as well. After that, 2 tight ends, Devin Asiasi, Dalton Keene, I thought were major reaches. Didn't understand going Anthony Jennings. I just don't get it. It ends up working out for the Patriots, but it would be unfair for the rest of the NFL if I were to give the Patriots special credit just because they're led by Bill Belichick. We got the Packers and Patriots already. We're going to get to the Eagles, and we're going to get to the Seahawks as well. I look forward to Seattle fans once again hating on me because I've hated their drafts the past couple years. For the record, I've been mostly right. One team that I liked, the New Orleans Saints. They were aggressive. Normally, I like quantity. They went quality here. Cesar Ruiz, that was actually my least favorite pick. Zach Bond, Adam Trotman, 2 great picks, 2 great value as well there. I like being aggressive and going up to get one of those guys there for the New Orleans Saints. So I think that was a pretty smart pickup there by the Saints in the end to go and get some extra addition there when it comes to the offensive line upside and ability there. They are, by the way, out of draft picks going forward. The Giants are next up here. 2 potential future tackles as starters, Andrew Thomas, Matt Peart. I like the value of Xavier McKinney. I just wish they had that 3rd-round pick for Leonard Williams. Had they gotten another good player there, might have bumped it up into that A range, but nothing to complain about so far for the Giants. All right, the Jets now, I like what they're doing. Joe Douglas has a type, folks. He wants top-end athletes. Mekhi Becton, Denzel Mims as well. Joe Douglas likes those upside players in terms of getting those high-end athletes, in terms of those upside players for the Jets there. I like that for New York to go out and get an addition in terms of finding some upgrade with the Jets at the end. Philadelphia, what are we doing? I actually like the Jalen Reagor pick. I think there's upside with Davion Taylor, which saves this draft. Why are you taking Jalen Hurts in round 2? Why do you want a backup quarterback that early when you just paid Carson Wentz? What's your plan with Jalen Hurts? I don't understand. It's like I'm happy that Hurts, of course, went in round 2. He's going to be a great backup. You need more receiver help still. You need more defensive back 7 help. I'm confused by this. You're going to make him into Taysom Hill maybe? But why? Why would you take your quarterback off the field? I don't understand that whatsoever for Philadelphia. Now for Pittsburgh, one big note here. Minkah was totally worth it. We're not going to factor that in here, though, because that was a previous trade grade, but I love Minkah. Chase Claypool, Alex Highsmith, it's pretty average. Not bad, but overall fairly average. The Niners are next up here. Look, Javon Kinlaw could be a great piece. Brandon Ayuk fits the Niners offense. That's it. Once again, light on draft capital. So it's not bad by any means, but being so thin on the draft picks, it worked out because you had Emmanuel Sanders and other players it traded for. It just brings the grade down a little bit. I look forward to continuing my feud with Seattle Seahawks fans everywhere. I love you guys. You've drafted poorly. There's no way around it. You've done it for years and early on. I don't understand why you would take Jordan Brooks in round 1. Doesn't make sense to me. Why would you take Terrell Taylor in round 2 and trade up for him? This was my face when they took Rashad Penny, and y'all hated me for it. I was right. I don't understand what Seattle is doing. Go look at their track record, guys. It hasn't been that good for quite a while. On the bright side, Damian Lewis was by far your best pick, and you've done a better job in day 3, so you can still turn this thing around. But so far, what team has been the biggest loser? Let me know what you guys think. I'm looking at Seattle. You walk out of a draft with Jordan Brooks, your number 3 linebacker, which you didn't even need. Terrell Taylor, by far not the best edge on the board. Traded up for him. Damian Lewis was a good pick. I don't like Seattle. All right, the Bucks. Because of the draft pick. Sorry, I do like Seattle, the city, and the team. The Bucks. Tristan Wirfs. I like this one. Number 1 offensive tackle. No problem trading up for him. I love Antoine Winfield. I just didn't like the Keyshawn Vaughn pick. That negated it from being a straight A to a borderline A+, down to an A-. Tennessee. I didn't like Isaiah Wilson around. That was average at best, but he's going to be a good right tackle for you guys. But I loved Christian Fulton at pick 61 overall. He should have been the pick at 29 overall. To get both those guys, oh, that's nice, baby. And Darrington Evans as well. That is your lightning to Derrick Henry's thunder. That's a good 1-2 punch, and the Titans didn't have that many needs. I like what they've done so far. And finally, the Washington Redskins. The no-brainer pick of Chase Young, but Antonio Gibson's a head-scratcher. I like the athlete, running back, receiver, return man. I just don't know what his role ends up being for the Redskins, and once again, the lack of picks does hurt this team. That does bring the grade down. I'm not going to give him on a grid on a curve for that. So if you are upset that I hated on your team, I'm sorry. I'm going to stand by my opinions. Feel free to DM me. They are open on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney.